meters, they may be even be 100 meters tall chimneys are there, and these are also the things that you can see when you are traveling. That you will find a lot of thermal power stations throughout the country, and even while coming to Kharagpur, from whichever route you come, to Kharagpur, you will see some thermal power plant beside the railway line or beside the, beside the roads. You will find these because they are usually there close to railway lines, because ultimately to run these plants you need coal, and this coal is actually obtained in the mines, and so from the mines to these plants they have to be transported through the railway wagons. Okay, so they need, so for establishing this type of plants you need the railway lines which has to be nearby. And what is the other ingredient for this thermal power plant apart from coal? Can anybody say?
Water.
Water, yes. Using this coal, you actually boil the water and raise it to a very high temperature and pressure. Okay, so I will show the exact diagram. So this type of plant should actually be in the vicinity of some water source, preferably a running river. Okay, because it has to be a running river. So this type of plants, to establish a plant, you basically need the source of fuel, which is the coal. So you need them to be transported through the railway lines, and they have, this type of plant should be located beside a river, which is going to be the source of water. Now this figure basically shows what is inside. Basically it is the generator. Okay, this is the generator that is that produces power. Okay, okay, they are huge in size. This is the actual generator that is here. They may be about 3 to 3.5 meters in diameter. Okay, but here it is all enclosed, it is not visible, but once these are opened up, it can be seen. It is a machine which is 3 to 3.5 meters in diameter, and there are other components. I will just show them quickly. So this is the thermal power station, which is a dominant source of power in a country like India, because we have a lot of coal. But one disadvantage is we burn coal to generate this, and this coal is it actually raises the carbon footprint. Okay, so now there is a lot of talk in the government, in the nationally, in the internationally, to reduce this carbon footprint. So the government is not giving new licenses to establish a thermal power plant. If you tell that I want to set up a thermal power plant, the government will not grant you permission, because establishing a new plant will actually involve, increasing the thermal footprint. Now I will just describe in brief the thermal power cycle, what actually happens. So in the thermal power cycle, it basically means it converts energy from fuel. It converts energy from the fuel. A lot of energy is present in the fuel, whether it is a coal, or if you go to the Middle East, okay, so there is a lot of oil, so they burn oil to generate power, or it is gas, whether it is a natural gas. So burning this fuel and then boiling water, and that is then something else has to be done with that water. It produces electrical energy. So this is basically the cycle. So what this figure shows is basically a boiler. Those of you who will be studying mechanical engineering will actually see this. So this is the diagram of a boiler, where in the top, what is this round structure is basically a cylindrical structure in the form of a drum. Okay, in the drum, where you fill up water by this water through this valve, which is called the boiler feed water. Those of you who will be studying mechanical engineering, you will study a course on thermal power engineering. So and you will study this element, which is basically the boiler. So once you fill up this tank with water, what will actually happen is the water can flow down. So so once it flow down, those tubes are known as downcomer tubes. The tubes through which it comes down are known as the downcomer tubes. And similarly, there are tubes through which it goes up, which are known as the riser tubes. Okay, so you feed the water from the boiler, for the boiler, which is known as the boiler feed water, and first we fill up the tank above, and then this type of circulation will take place by naturally by its own gravity and all. Now this is just the water. So what you do with this water? We basically we need to boil these water. So what we have to do is we have to burn fuel. The fuel can be either coal, it can be either